Sabah al-khair, bonjour. How are you today?
Very good.
Okay, excellent. So I have two crowds here. I need to be just today. So just to remind you that you are 80% there of success, as Woody Allen says. 80% of success is showing up. So for those who are not showing up, they're watching also us live streaming. I just would like to remind you for the hashtags. So please use the hashtag UAE_innovates. Okay? So today we'll be speaking on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an ocean, part of a globe, which is the social media. But we're going to be very specific today for entrepreneurs, freelancers, and business owners. Okay? We will be speaking on growth and exposure. Do we have any job seekers in the room? Or someone who's considering a move? Okay, so we will touch on that. I would like to start by a mind teaser. What is the cost for a marketeer, an entry-level marketeer here in Dubai? What is the cost, monthly salary?
50,000 dirhams? No. 10,000.
50, I would quit my job. 15. 15. Another number? Brad? An entry-level marketeer? 10. Multiply by 12, so 120,000, all right, dirham per year. So this is, if you want to hire someone to market either what you are doing, your business, or yourself. So today we will be going to talk about something that would save you this cost. LinkedIn can market yourself and your business 24/7, 7 days a week, 365. And that's absolutely for free most of the time if you don't opt for the premium services. How about that? Shall we start? Another mind teaser. Can you tell me or can you guess what is this? Any guess?
Looks like land.
Okay. Mindless of the language. Any guesses?
It's an advertisement for something very complex.
Nearly there.
Press release. Label.
One more time. One more try. Bravo, please, round of applause. It's the first ever written CV in history, which is by Leonardo da Vinci in 1482 or 83. So he was applying for a job to the Duke of Rome or the Duke of Milan to work at the museum. So can you imagine? There are so many people, they're still adapting the same methodology and the same technique while we are in 2015. Though Da Vinci was creative enough to attach his artwork. He was 30 years old and he was able to also, he was already an artist. So why on earth nowadays we are only attaching our CVs? It's just plain, as boring as old articles. Okay, so we will be also speaking about this. We have to have a rich content. We've got YouTube, we've got SlideShare, we've got so many stuff that we can also embed and include in our LinkedIn. Okay? Enough mind teasers. Look at those gents. Why do we need to innovate? We are part of the Innovation Week, right? We're not anymore like Da Vinci. Though it was 600 years ago and he was innovative enough, but today the challenge is way much more big, right? It's way more challenging. Look at those kids. They're already attached to their iPads, right? Have you watched that clip, few seconds, where a mommy or a parent give their daughter, less than a year daughter, still a toddler, a magazine, and she starts pressing on the magazine thinking it's an iPad. This is our era. 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they will be dominating the business, right? We will be phased out. We barely catch up with them. So that's why paying attention to such platforms on a daily basis or on a weekly basis really matters. Cool? So today we have focus for entrepreneurs, freelancers, SMEs, professionals. Do we have any other category here? And government, all right. What else? Who does not belong to government, entrepreneurs, freelancers, SMEs? Cool. Non-profit. Okay, sorry, boy, Brad. It was too late to invite you. I invited Brad this morning. And our agenda today is, I'm not going to bore you with reading this, right? So this is the maximum number of words that you can ever get in my slides. It's all visual. Shall we go through quickly? We'll go through profile optimization, why you should not ever send your CV unless someone begged you to ask to send it, brand ambassadors, how can we make our employees as brand ambassadors, how can we cross platforms with other social media platforms against LinkedIn, how to build the right network that really works. There's so many people are moaning and complaining that LinkedIn doesn't work or LinkedIn really works. Let's see. And lead generation via social selling. If we have enough time, we will speak about that. My name is Anas Al-Mar'i, and I'm a social media strategist by the National Institute for Social Media in the States. I'm one of 2 in the UAE and one of 15 in the MENA region. And this is my accounts if you would like to engage better than going to Google and Google my name. So here's it easy for you. I would like to start by this stats. How many human beings do we have on Earth? We have 7.3. Now it's tipped like 7.4. Look at the other numbers. How many active internet users? We have more than 43% human being on the internet.
Are we allowed to take photos or is
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's not my slide, so the caption is there, and we will be sending you the whole presentation as well. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. If you have any questions, by the way, just write it down, and at the end we will have enough time to answer all questions. Agreed? So this is just to put you in the scope on how big is the internet, and how important is the internet, and how important is the social media in our era. Let's focus into United Arab Emirates. We have 9.5 or 9.6 million, and look, on the internet penetration, it's 92. So if you're not online, if you're not on LinkedIn, you're not in business. Very, very simple. LinkedIn is a platform where 40% of the millionaires around the world is there. Do you want to join those guys?
The millionaires or the LinkedIn people you mean?
Do you want to join those 40% of the millionaires around the world? Okay, excellent. So we're on the same platform. Timing is crucial, guys, when it comes to internet and LinkedIn, right? Sometimes you open a website and it takes 1 second to close that website, to close that window, right? And sometimes you stick hours and hours and you leave it and you pin it and you restart your computer and you're still there on that website. And this is what we are here today. How to optimize. One of the goals of this presentation and seminar is how to let those people to stick on your profile and on your website, okay? So get plenty of glue and then keep them there. Or if it's your CV, if you are a professional looking for a change and you're so boring there, either the CV or they simply close and you're lost, right? You don't know what you're losing. If you're not gaining, you might be losing. And this is how a human being looks like nowadays, don't they? Right? Most of the people nowadays, you wake up in the morning, you grab your mobile phone. You grab your mobile phone and then you sleep, right? I'm not going to talk about how dangerous is the mobile and the other stuff, but this is how much we are involved in the mobile and in the internet and in social media. Where do you spend most of your time on your mobile? Checking emails, replying to customers, or on social media, right? So let's take this block for today and focus on something which is also applicable on all social media platforms. Who's familiar with 80-20 rule? Brilliant. So Pareto, when he was in Italy and said 80% of the land owned by 20% of the wealthy people, and so forth. And this principle so applies till this very moment. How do I apply and reflect this on social media and LinkedIn? I would say that we have to listen 80% of the time on social media and contribute with 20% of the content. Nowadays, everyone is trying to sell. Listen to your clients. Listen what they are complaining about, what they are asking you for. So this is takeaway number one for you, either on a managerial position or you are part of the social media, or just an advice for the marketing and sales guys and the management, that, hey, listen, we should listen 80%. That's why we have 2 ears, right, and 1 mouth. We should listen 80% and deliver 20%. And speaking of 80-20, there is a new rule for social media, which is 90-9-1. So let's say I have a 100 fan and I posted something. 90% of the people will just read and consume. 9 will comment or like do some engagement, and 1 will take an action. If tomorrow 2 took action, don't tell me I was telling you something wrong. It's just a rule of thumb. So don't get upset if you have 5,000 and only 5 interacted with you. Okay? The 90-9-1 really works so well. When is the last time that you've Googled yourself, your name? Last week? Last couple of weeks? Last month? Oh my God. Okay, good. And did you, okay, because I speak Arabic, I'm an Arab, so I Google it in both. And more importantly too, Google it from the incognito mode. Ctrl-Shift-N, and you opt out of the cookies. And then you would see how others see you. Your product, right? How about your products as well? How about your company? When is the last time that you've Googled the company or the services or the keywords that describes your services? Simsim, when is the last time that you've Googled? Excellent. He's a branding professional. So this is a must. And try to Google yourself, your name, from like the normal mode and the private mode, if you are on a Mac, or the incognito. And how would you control what Google's results? Through a platform called Yatido. So Yatido is a platform where you put your email and they would surprise you with the content have been written and you've contributed on the internet. And you would tell them, this is me, this is not me. I want this, I don't want this. It's very simple. It's 2 criteria. And then you would brand yourself, at least on the first page, because it's so crucial, right? Who would jump to the second and third? And this is how Google is making money. So let's jump to the LinkedIn world. Enough of introduction and putting you in the scene. Quick statistics about LinkedIn. There's 4 million active company profiles. Is your company one of them? Who's an entrepreneur doesn't have a LinkedIn page? Okay, good. So we have another action to take today. There's 3 million jobs. And if we have a job seekers or professionals looking for a change, what is job seeker? You should delete this word from your dictionary of life. And you never post it out there. The moment you post it out there, you're disqualified, you're discounted, you're desperate, you're showing desperation, and nobody would like to even to talk to you because they know and they guess what you are going to ask them for, right? Please help me with the job, please spread my CV. Skills endorsement, billions of daily updates, network updates. When is the last time that you've posted something on LinkedIn? Today? This week? Okay, so we have less than 2% almost of the crowd. If you're not posting, the competition is doing so. There's 24,000 universities, which means that you can connect with your alumni and you can start business from there, right? The best and the easiest and the most easy shortcut to start a business and also to find your next job is through alumni. And we will come to another one. And look at the students, and this is again another indicator that it's evolving. And if we either innovate, we either adapt, or we become a dinosaurs, right? It's very simple. 39 million students and recent graduates. It's the most as of 2 weeks ago, LinkedIn approached 400 million active users. And if you are asking about active user, they measure in the last month. So if in a month, they have reached this number, okay? How about our region? We have almost even plus than 17 million in the MENA region. Can you see those numbers? What matters for me is the UAE is number 1 in the MENA region, and it's 2.6 million, which almost more than 90% of professionals, right? So when you are there, when you are active, when you are helping, when you are sending your insights, when you are engaging people, you are engaging with 2.6 million. How many clients do you need? More than that? This is one of the most important slides of today. Out of those 400 million, there's only 25% job seekers. The 75% are business owners. Sheikh Mohammed is there. Definitely he's not looking for a job, right? So there is 75% or even more. Again, 80-20 applies here. So those people are contributing content. Those people are branding themselves. Those people are ambassadors of their own companies. Those people are engaging with their clients. Those people are selling, marketing, hiring, firing, etc. So LinkedIn is not a job platform where only when you are out of your job, you go in there and you start updating. And everybody knows, the moment you start updating everything, all of a sudden, they kind of, And there's a button, by the way, where you can turn it off and nobody knows what you are updating. Especially if your boss, only part of your network. Okay? And look at, and this is also important, like, you know, how LinkedIn is making money. So where people using LinkedIn the most. Okay? So their talent solution is their biggest portion of the pie. Also marketing, and now sales will even grow with their introduction of Sales Navigator. They provide knowledge, and this is also reflects on what I just said. Sheikh Mohammed is there. We have the Pulse. What is Pulse? Pulse is the daily pulse and insights for your industry. No matter what your industry it is, it's there. There's plenty of content that you can read from those influencers. Let's say we are in an entrepreneurial place. If you are an entrepreneur and you start telling people about your advice, or you quote Richard Branson and you told them, look, I've just read this piece of advice from Richard Branson and I believe this. And then you start like adding your own content and insights. Which is more powerful? right? It's obvious. So that's why Pulse is really crucial. And they have also a separate mobile app for that. So in the morning, I'm sure that you've got 5 to 10 minutes to read an article and to engage your community and to engage your clients and to engage your connection with this article. 5 to 10 minutes. Don't complain about social media consumes a lot of time because you don't have a plan probably, right? Those who complain, they don't have a plan. They just log in there, wonder what I'm going to do today. I have no idea. I have no plan. I don't know which week I am in the year. Probably we are in, like what Oracle is doing, they count their year by weeks. So they break down their target by week. So is social media. You have to have the annual calendar, the quarterly calendar, the monthly calendar, and the weekly calendar, and probably the daily. Otherwise, you would start wasting your time on a daily basis like 3, 4, 5 hours. We have groups. Who's using groups quite often? Who's seeing groups is the one of the, I would say, treasure of LinkedIn. Anyone is seeing the groups this way? Why do you see it this way? Please.
Because there's conversations that are really relevant.
Okay.
I've registered for 2 or 3. It's been a while, I have to be honest. But I find them very relevant because it's exactly what I'm looking for and it's experience that I want to share.
Can you name one of those groups,
Well,
please?
one of them is customer service because that's my
Excellent. Thank you very much.
the building group.
So you're not part of the largest job seekers network in the UAE.
No, actually not.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And there's a SlideShare, and there is more. Who's using SlideShare? It's a beautiful platform that LinkedIn acquired. And whatever you see, like most of those slides are from SlideShare. You just keep the courtesy of the publisher, and then you can use those beautifully made slides. So let's start by optimizing our profiles. Shall we? How do we engineer a profile? Let me tell you from the start that your profile is not for you. It's for others who are looking for your talent, your services, your company, etc. So you need to bear in mind that when I'm crafting my profile, I need to consider the other side. What they are searching for. Look at yourself as a third person. If someone is looking for your talent or the services that you are providing, what are those keywords that they're gonna search for? They're not going to put 10, right? They're going to use 1, 2, maximum 3, right? But you need to list as much as describes you so you won't lose any of those people. If you look at Google and you search dental clinic in Dubai and you look at the bottom of the page and you would see like 10, 15 relevant searches provided by Google. And this is a tip for the search engine optimization for your company. So you need to apply on your LinkedIn as well. Because there's semantics. Recruitment, it has another term, right? Sales in what? Marketing for what? Oil and gas and you need to elaborate, right? But oil and gas itself, it's a keyword. But you could be upstream, downstream, etc. Why it's so important? Because it has a high SEO with Google. So if I Googled top 25 team leaders in Bahrain, top 25 sales electronics in the UAE, you have to show up there. Otherwise, you need to work on your profile. So this is a well-common practice that we search your job title and top LinkedIn on Google. And it will show these results. And this is how recruiters find the top talent. It's so easy. The algorithm of LinkedIn.
By top 25. How is it tracked?
So LinkedIn has an algorithm, like they measure, we will come to that.
No, I mean, when you say top, is it by number of connections those people
No,
have?
definitely by not number of connections. By their engagement, by their contribution. There's a very complicated algorithm for this.
Okay.
So it's an algorithm connected directly with Google itself.
Give me one descriptor. What does top mean to someone who's looking
engagement, keywords, keywords, keywords. Okay?
So it's actually the top people can better describe themselves.
Yes, exactly. So there's an 8 elements for your profile that you need to take care of and you need to consider. Okay? First one, you need to use a professional headshot. Not a Facebook, Instagram, not a party, not a wedding, not a selfie, not a toilet selfie, not a not a sunglasses, not a beach, not with your dog, not with your pet, not while you are walking, not while you are driving, nothing of this. Professional means by a DSLR camera, either in your office where there's a logo or something that can, there's a theme for your industry. Okay? Yesterday, it was a friend of mine, he's an engineer, firefighting engineer. He was asking me, like, go next to the firefighting and take a photo and put it right there because a picture can tell 1,000 words, right? The banner also matters, the banner on the top. Don't put like, you know, holiday stuff unless you work for a tourism. Okay? Identify keywords and you need to work hard on this. You need to go through the job description that you worked before. You need to ask Google. You need to ask your friends. You need to ask HR professionals. What are the keywords that matters for my industry and my skills? And you need to list them. And you need to consider the semantics. There's one word, like, you know, some people look it up this way and the other people look it that way. You need to consider an HR, a recruiter, a client, a colleague, all those people. And this is keywords. And you need to embed it in your profile. Create a strategic content. How do we create a content? We will come to that. Make yourself accessible. There's so many people make it so hard to be contacted, and people, very simple, they leave you. They leave the page and they jump to the second person. Don't think that people have enough time to write an email for you or send an email that costs $5 US.
Does LinkedIn have any plugin to define the top keyword search within LinkedIn?
We will come to that. I promise you. Use visuals. Leonardo da Vinci 600 years ago used visuals. So we are encouraged also. We also need to join groups. Why is that? We will come to this. Stay compliant, especially if you are in a managerial position or like no matter what is the position. Don't reveal any secrets of the company. Don't say that I have sold 3 million dirham. Say I have increased the sales by 25% in the last 6 months. You need to stay compliant. And there's so many people have lost their jobs because of not staying compliant. Be careful. And be yourself. Don't exaggerate. There's so many visionary, expert, MENA, Africa. It's like, hold on your horses. Everybody here is regional. Everybody, like, don't exaggerate. And people can figure it out. They can check the website. They can see how many employees do they have in the company, etc., etc. And don't make everything like superficial. Be yourself and be also confident. And this is how a professional headshot looks like. There's a tilt in the shoulders. There's a warm smile enough to tell that, hey, I'm not wanted. I'm here for business. Okay? There is no skin reveal, ladies. There's no over makeup. So you would start complaining it's a dating website. It's not a professional website. Most of those people who are complaining about, especially the ladies, it's a dating website, look at your picture and it would tell you the reason. Buggers are everywhere, in email, in WhatsApp, in a daily life, in cafes, in metros, in airports, everywhere, right? So don't be surprised if they are on LinkedIn as well. This is a banner. Liz Ryan, are you laughing? It's one of the best HR professionals around the world. Liz Ryan is
500,000 people.
exactly. Look at the look at the number. But all her articles has some illustrations like this. So she's well known by this. So and she keep updating it on a weekly basis. Art is also good. Let's say I'm looking for someone and I land on their page and this is how do they look like. Would I ever, yeah, you're laughing, but this is reality. That's why or even this fellow. Honeymooners and holiday people. Why, look at this. Like in less than a fraction of a second, I can tell that Ubaid is professional. He's not mixing his personal life. Why? Why it's terrible to mix our personal life? And you know why, right? You know those people who are mixing their personal life in office. They're terrible. Nobody would like to unless they belong to the same crowd, right? So if I look at Ubaid, I immediately tell that he's really helping UAE National to become and drive the future. And look, here it also tells, it's not only the UAE flag, it's something beyond that, right? So it's all homogeneous. Look at the picture. Now he updated. It's even look better now. Brad, you're featured. So look at Brad, and Brad is here. Look at the picture that it's not took in a studio, but it can tell so much about Brad, right? Yeah. Brad Boysen, Executive Director, SHRM, Mia. And he's speaking. He doesn't need to tell people that I'm a speaker. Okay? In a single picture, he said a lot. And look at the cover. Where are you, Brad? I can't see you. You're probably here? Okay. So to avoid this, you need to consider the size of this picture. Go Google it. Size of cover photo for LinkedIn. And make sure that you design it the same size so everybody can be, no one is missed. Okay? How do we measure? How do we measure our performance on LinkedIn? Before that, let me tell you something. The summary, who's considering a summary, is one of the most important part of your LinkedIn. The summary is crucial because people, they don't scroll really all the way. They look at the picture, 60 to 80% of the focus on the picture and with the tagline. And then they look at the summary. If you start by your nationality, or you start by I'm flexible, I'm energetic, I'm helpful, nobody would look, is this a keyword? If I'm hiring someone like you, would I put flexible, energetic? So don't do it. And if you see any one of your colleagues and your friends is doing so, please advise them to delete that immediately. For me personally, anyone would start with their nationality, they feel insecure. Your nationality has nothing to do with your competencies. Okay? So how would you start about that? You start with the number of years of experience in certain industry, in certain territory, and in the country. So 10 years of experience in F&B marketing in the Middle East, UAE, Dubai. Single line, I have told you everything about my professional life. Right? And then the second part is you list your achievements. And the third part is you list the keywords and keep updating those keywords. Think of the other side. Whether it's a client or an HR manager. So LinkedIn provides KPIs for free, but it's not straightforward. You need to scratch your head with that. So they give you who viewed your profile on a daily basis, right? So this is why you are encouraged to check your profile on a daily basis. So those can be clients, those can be HR managers, those can be recruiters, those can be your next boss, those can be anyone, right? So you need to take an action for everyone who viewed your profile, even if you are not connected with them. If you can see the company, especially located in the United Arab Emirates, pick up the phone. The phone is there to call. Pick up the phone and call the company and ask for that person, like, thank you for viewing my profile. Like, is it by mistake or I'm sure you're looking for something. You need to look at their profile and tell them like, okay, I find the synergy, he might be my client. So it's like, is there something I can see, I can help you with? And you better also check their website and see what they are looking for. And then offer them directly. Don't connect with people and the next minute you send them your sales pitch. It doesn't happen that way. It also tells you which industry, which country. Where do they come from? What is their seniority? And this is based on the last 90 days and based on the last week. So what I do personally, I print screen this and I compare weeks by weeks. LinkedIn also tells you how do you rank among your profession, industry, and connections, your network. Okay? So I'm in my network, top 4%, in my connections, top 4%, in my companies, in my peers, top 1%. It's a good indication that I'm doing a good stuff in there. Okay? It also can tell you, like, you tell them this is my field of study, and they would tell you where these people do they work, where do they come from, which industry, company, country, etc. All these details are absolutely for free. You just need to dig in there and start exploring. Company pages. If you work for a company that doesn't have a page, it's a big indication that this company is losing a lot of money, and this can be something for your next appraisal that you can come and propose, and you take care of the LinkedIn page. Look at Emirates page, look at Etisalat page, look at Do page, and those top companies in the UAE, and see what they are doing. If you copy success, you might get there, right? But better than staying there poorly. And you will never have a brand ambassadors. Speaking of brand ambassadors, each and every employee can be a brand ambassador. If we have a practice on a daily basis in the morning, rather than that boring management call, where half an hour or 20 minutes or 1 hour at the beginning of each week, we can have a motivation session by 5 minutes to encourage each and every employee to repost and share and comment the content that we provide on a weekly or daily basis. I don't need to pay an agency or, oh, we have an agency here. So we don't need to, we need to pay the agencies as well as encouraging our ambassadors, right? So each and employee is an ambassador. Contributing at the right time also matters. People check their LinkedIn mostly on a daily basis in the morning, right? So if you contribute at 4, try and check yourself, because also LinkedIn provides you how many people have read and checked your post. Try Sunday versus Thursday. Try Monday versus Wednesday. You're going to tell me what works for you. I can't tell you what works best for you. Everyone is unique. Groups. Why groups matter so much? I'm going to take you to a different word. Who's this? And who's this? Those are professionals, right? They used to get paid, and they used to jump from league to another, right? So this guy in the morning, this champ, used to do something on a daily basis. Grab the basketball, go to the basketball pitch, play with basketballers towards the NBA Cup, right? While Zidane used to go every single day, work with his team and peers, right? Footballers, not basketballers. He cannot be champ of 2 games. So he has a group. He has a LinkedIn group, and he has a goal, which is the World Cup. What is your World Cup? If you are an HR, who's an HR here? HR professional? What is your World Cup, Brad?
Our World Cup is an annual conference every year.
Exactly. And what is your local World Cup, or the league, I would say?
We have the annual conferences last week in Dubai.
HR Summit.
Yeah.
So you have to know your local, your regional, your global. Because those guys, if you want to be a champ, you have to consider the whole picture, right? So this is what Zidane used to do, right? And this is what Michael Jordan used to do. Groups, you can, if you look at your profile, there's the first 7 shows on your profile, right? Make sure that those jobs platforms doesn't show at the first 7. right? Desperation is no. So you can control this by going to the settings of your groups. And can you see the numbers here? So you can set the number, and then you can select this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. Okay? Make sure that the first 7 shows on your profile are the most close to your industry, the most that you can engage people with. And that's another secret of using the groups. If you are targeting Peter, I look at Peter's profile and I see that he is part of this group. I join that group and then I can spark and start the conversation. I can send him a message even if I'm not connected, but because we are in the same group. Unless he's a kind of a devil and he went to the settings and he put, no one can send me a message from my group.
Especially
Okay? Back to the content. The content I'm going to share on a daily basis, I'm not asking you to be a writer or columnist. You need to go to Pulse, pick your industry, pick your favorite people that you admire and you like, and start on a weekly basis picking 3 or 2 or a minimum of 1 article, and then read the article and take one takeaway and start a discussion on 1, 2, 3 groups and post it. We come to cross platforms. Go and post it on Twitter. Tag those people, the writer on Twitter and his company or her company on Twitter. Let it be as a feed, you know. The LinkedIn feeds Twitter and Twitter feeds LinkedIn. So Facebook, so other platforms. It depends on your industry. Okay? So we find, we curate, we share, we engage. If you don't engage, everybody is sharing. Everybody has the money to hire someone and start putting a content out there. It's not about that. It's 80-20. Look at Pulse. Can you recognize any of these faces? Most of them, right? So if I say something when it comes to IT that, or philanthropists that Bill Gates said, there's so many people will engage for you. Even Mac people would engage with that. There's also another hidden treasure that's out of LinkedIn, but we can also consider big time in sharing a content, which is the annual report. Who has read ever the annual report of their company, especially if it's publicly listed company? So we have 1 in the crowd, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So this is another hidden gem or another hidden secret sauce for a content that you can share and you can tease your competitors and you can stay competent in the whole market. It's not only your company, because we know for a good fact that we can lose our job at any time, right? Unfortunately for Dubai, we've got only a few days to sort ourselves out, or else we say goodbye and we sell our furniture on Dubai, right? We need to be ready way ahead that day. If I start looking for a job when I'm out of the job, it's too late. It's way too late. I have not look for a job. I have to stay competent 24/7. How? By engaging my competitors, by knowing them, by making them my alliance, not my enemies. Okay? So I took a snapshot of Emirates, a company that everyone can relate to. And imagine if I shared this on my LinkedIn. Would you engage with these figures? Would you engage with these figures? Would you engage with how many elephants does Danata ships? If I tell you that they ship 10,000 or 10 million tons, or I told you that, how many equivalent to elephants, which is more engaging? How about whales, right? If I'm talking operation at the air show, I should have this in mind. I should have it on my mobile, on my iPad, or print it out. And then I can talk to decision makers. If you speak to someone from the upper management and you tell them about job market, they know immediately. They can sniff that so easy. So what language do they like? Even on LinkedIn. They like the success and the growth and the money and the numbers. So you tell them, now you've got this amount of aircrafts in operation. While His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed bin Maktoum said that Emirates has to grow by 25% till 2020. What is the plan? I can see that Etihad Airways is doing 1, 2, 3, while Qatar Airways is doing 1, 2, 3. How about combining a procedure or a strategy that will help even not achieve the 25%, but even double or like 1.5? Now the CEO or Tim Clarks or anyone of those management would be interested in listening to you or communicating with you. The moment you send your offer, the next message, you're dead. Unless like someone noble is there, you've reached them the right time where they're really bored and they're interested to read something like completely from an incognito person or someone who just connected with. Okay? You can, no one can read this. So this is achievements of Emirates. So imagine if you are in the aviation and you're reading this and it's in your pocket, and you can, the moment you meet any of those management, you pull it out, even their competitors, and you tell them, look, Emirates in February, they have 6, 8 achievements. What about your company? I can see that they have only 3 achievements. Why? We're in the same country. We've got the same air, we've got the same air traffic. So now you're teasing them, and now they would be interested in talking to you. Also, another source of content is the magazine. Magazine is there not only for watches and bridal stuff and cars and fancy stuff. It's there a content. It's a printed conference. A magazine of your industry is exactly like a printed conference. There's a speaker, or the person who have written the article, and there's the content. And now you can engage. Now you can cross-platform with Twitter. You can tag Bloomberg Business Week Middle East, and you can tag the speaker, you can tag their company, and now you can have your own say, all in less than 140 letters. It's so much doable, by the way, especially with the picture. If you put picture in your tweet, it's so much doable. This is true engagement. Another source and a great source of information and insights about your industry is the professional organizations and chapters. Who belongs to any of those chapters? Who belongs to a chapter of their organization, of their industry? So if you are in the HR, you should be a minimum of SHRM, SHRM, right? If you are in the marketing, you should be part of the marketing institutes around the world. If you are an engineer, if you are so and so. Why? I used to teach at University of Sharjah, and one of the students was complaining that I just graduated, I don't know what to write on my LinkedIn or CV, and I cannot find a job in the renewable energy. I told him we are in the country that it's really all about renewable energy. We have enough sun that can, right? So I told him, reach out, MISIA, Middle East Solar Association. And he said, well, I'm going to offer them. I have 0 experience, nothing. I told him, go and offer your help to be at the booth on their next event, trade show. So he did. And if you can read, he proposed, and the person in charge offered him a meeting. And the next day, success was there. And instead of him going to each and every stall, each and every company came to the stall and exchanged business card. And the week after, he was hired. Actually, he had 3 offers. If you don't give, it's not going to happen. It will happen, but it's a transactional. There is no relationship. Before you buy anything, you would Google it. You would ask your friends. You would post it on Instagram and on Facebook. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? You go to the reviews websites and you check thoroughly before doing anything nowadays, right? Even as small as a sandwich you want to buy from those restaurants around, you would see the reviews and you would look at their social media. 95% of people, they Google you and they go to social media and check on you and on your services before buying from you. So when you receive a call, consider that they have made huge part of the decision. 60 to 90% of the decision been made. Now it's your chance to close the deal. Don't ask them silly question. Engage with them and make sure that they have been through their website and how they reach out to you. Now you can easily close the deal. Everybody knows that LinkedIn solution are three main solutions: hiring, marketing, and sales. Where do you fit? Go and check the platform from LinkedIn. What do they offer? You might be missing a lot, and I'm telling you, you might be missing a lot. Recently, LinkedIn acquired Lynda. Anybody familiar with Lynda? Thank you very much. So they acquired a learning platform. It's just like Coursera and Udemy. It's a paid YouTube by the world best trainers. Okay? They have also SlideShare, which we've mentioned. Follow your industry. Follow the influencers of your industry on SlideShare. This is Her Majesty Lynda. So how do I build a network in the last 5 minutes? Building a network is so crucial when it comes to LinkedIn, right? Who's seeing like there is no benefit out of their LinkedIn network? Who would say there is absolutely nothing came out of my LinkedIn network? There's no job offer, there is no new opportunity, there is no sales, there is no negotiation, nothing is happening. So everybody is getting some meat out of LinkedIn. All? All right, so you need to start diagnosing your network. So how do I build a network? It's easy. I sync my mobile, my emails, and everything with every source of contact with my LinkedIn. So I would see probably my alumni, probably my colleague, probably my brother knows someone who can help me in closing a deal, etc. So that's first step of building up your network. That's me one day searching for LinkedIn. And then you can go and use the advanced search. This is absolutely free unless you want to use those features. So if we zoom here, again, if I pick single country, you have to be there. So don't write UAE, pick United Arab Emirates as a standard from LinkedIn itself. I see there's so many people put Dubai in the country, and it's not identified as a territory, as a country. So if I'm searching here, you will be missed big time. Okay? Always pick something standard from LinkedIn, as LinkedIn listed. So this is the criteria. I can search by relationship, which means my first connection, second connection, etc. Location, where do they locate? Current company, past company, industry, profile language, school they've been to, non-profit. What else do you need? If you want to go through those other criteria, you need to pay as a LinkedIn premium account. Okay? But I believe for more than 95% of our search, this is absolutely enough, right? Second thing is, before I connect with anyone or accept or connect, I need to do some due diligence. Would this person be of an added value, or would I be an added value for them? Excuse me. So first thing, I would check their recent activity. Yes, go be a stalker, professional stalker. See if they are only liking, unprofessional stuff and posting unprofessional stuff, they probably would do the same with me, and I would see those very noisy posts. So I'm going to stop. That's either for your people that you are already connected with and people that you are not connected with, if they left their social feed is open. Okay, they might lock it. Intentionally or not. I would look at the picture. I would look, what do we have in common? What is the nexus? And before contacting anyone, please consider this criteria. Do not bug people with spam, like just, I would like to add you for my professional network. Okay, but what's in it for me? What's in it for them? Why I'm connecting with you? Spend some time in writing this. Go quality rather than the number. It's not the number. It's never been the number, by the way, on social media. People think and like, you know, force you to, it's the likes, it's the connection. It's absolutely not. So find the nexus. And why? Go and see if they are, seek an advice. If they are an award winning, if they are in the top of their game, ask them an advice. And people would love to be as an advisor and mentor, most of the people, right? So I would ask them, like, what do you think of this? I'm doing this. What is the top 3 challenges that you overcome your life so I'm going to become like you or even better? But don't tell them this way, okay? Or get introduced. Like if I'm going to connect with someone and I see one of my connection is there, I can ask them for an introduction. And LinkedIn also offer this, and it's absolutely for free. And be innovative. We are in the Innovation Week. Be innovative on how can you connect with people. Sometime I follow them on Twitter. I tweet with them. I engage with them. I ask them a question on Twitter. And then I connect with them on LinkedIn. Now it's easier. There's so many people would say, I'm not going to connect with anyone unless they are part of my real network. Like I met you or I know you. Excuse me? Would you say for a walking customers, no, because I have never met you? It's a business platform. It's not Facebook. This is not personal. It's completely not Facebook. So you need to welcome any client, right? But not spammers. If you come across a spammer, it's easy. Block, report. Spend less than a minute. And I sometimes do even more harsh stuff. I put their profile on the social feed and I say, this is a spammer, please report. Less than 5 minutes, they vanish. What else I can do? Even if I'm not connected to someone, I have to have some sort of management for my contacts. If I click here on this star, a whole new world opens for me. What will open for you here is note, reminder, how you met, and tag. This is so important, so you can go through your network whenever you need it. I can write a note, a reminder to pop up again, 1 week, 1 day, 1 month, or recurrent. How do I met this person? I met them at N5 Hub as part of the UAE Innovation Week. I put the hashtag of the event so I can easily go and remember. And by the way, hashtags is also useful when you are connecting with someone. You cannot mention your phone number or you cannot mention a URL, but you can mention a hashtag. So you can remind them where we have met, or at least a mind teaser and like this is how we met, or this is our nexus. What else? I can amend. Let's say I have their business card and they're not connected with me yet. I can even edit their contact details. What else? Can set a reminder. How do we meet? And tags. Tags is so important. Like I have 6,500 in my connections. How would I look for someone who works in marketing in United Arab Emirates? Through tags. Tags is something that you create yourself. Okay? As per industry, family, alumni, you name it. Even if you are connecting with someone from your mobiles. Who's using LinkedIn for mobile? Yeah, there's like almost more than 95% of the crowd. So even if you are connecting with someone through your mobile, click this and now it becomes 3 dots with iOS 9. So 3 dots, or Android, they also have their own version. You click in here and you would have this options. Customize invite, forward profile. So please customize your invite. Write it as a note on your note and make it like, you know, as a template, and then you can alter a few words in there. Time saving. Don't waste your time by writing each and every invitation. Make a template. LinkedIn Sales Solution. I'm going to go quickly through this. Hopefully we can, N5 can host us again for social selling. Bear in mind, guys, that most of people, they hate cold calling. When is the last time that you've responded to those credit card sales guys?
This morning.
And they call you the wrong time, right? 95% of people, they reject absolutely cold calls. And 75%, let's start with this. 5 times, it's more likely to happen 5 times if I'm being introduced to someone via warm connection. And we can feel it, especially in our region. Even if you are not Arab, you can start feeling it big time that relationship really matters. True, Peter? 75% of B2B buyers use social media.
So do you recommend LinkedIn sales for B2B,
Absolutely.
not B2C?
B2C and B2B.
B2C, really?
Of course.
Show me example.
You are a brand ambassador. I get most of my business through LinkedIn. The training sessions, and I train on LinkedIn, right? So if they see me on a daily basis, I'm my brand ambassador doing this. Like this morning I posted, I took a picture of this and I posted, please join me. And it's just a reminder. Why Pepsi and Coke is everywhere? Who doesn't know Pepsi and Coke? Why do they spend money, billions on marketing? To remind you to stay at the back of your mind, right? It's everywhere. So there's a chance of you buying. It's like, it's high chance. So if you remind your network every day and you send them a birthdays and you send them an anniversaries greeting, etc. Oh, Anas, I was looking for a LinkedIn training. Thank you for my birthday, and then we take it for. It happens so many times with me, guys. And there is an application called Connect, connected by LinkedIn. So in the morning, spend 5 minutes to nourish your network. Remember that sales mostly happen after the 5th connection. It doesn't happen after the first. You're really lucky and a good salesperson if it happens after the first contact. Right? Are we familiar with social selling index? So recently, LinkedIn introduced social selling index as part of their social selling and sales navigator platform. So what is a social selling index? It's a KPI for how good you are on LinkedIn, regardless of the connection that you are having. So this is the average around the world, average of SSI. And it's free. Anyone can right now Google or later on Google SSI, and it will take you to a page, linkedin.com/SSI, and you can know what is your SSI. Any guess for our region? Who would guess for our region? What is the average? Mina? Simsim? Muhammad? Masri? Come on, guys, one guess. Give it a go. 40. You're very optimistic. So it's 20, like in the middle of the other territories.
What does this figure say? What does it stand for?
Okay, just hold on a second. So it's increasing in the MENA region because it's like every day it becomes bigger and bigger. So this is what is your SSI tells you. It tells you it measures 4 aspects. And each one is 25%. So they measure your engagement, your response, your daily activities, and how much content that you are providing. And it's on a daily basis. Like 2 weeks ago, mine was 86. Today, it might be 75, or 80, or 84, or 90, or 95. It depends how active and interactive I am. It's just like Cloud. Are we familiar with Cloud? That measures your social indicator on the web. Check out Cloud, please. It will tell you how good you are in social media based on the content that you share. And their motto is, be known for what you love. So you tick like 10 keywords that I'm good in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and they will start measuring your content and what is your contribution. Because anyone can say, I'm a social media expert, right? How many experts that you meet on a daily basis? There are plenty of. And you check their social presence, and it's very poor. Right? So this is a good indication for what you are doing here.
Is this public knowledge, a person's SSI?
No, it's only for you. Good news, huh? It it, it also measures you against your industry. Like, what is the average for my industry is 47. So like I can have a peace of mind. Like, I'm doing very good on LinkedIn. And it measures you also against your connections. Okay? Look at the industries that doing so well on LinkedIn. There is no surprise that technology and software is number one, right? So let's see those guys what they are doing, and then you can start somehow copying and mimicking and, like, you know, adapt what they are doing and adapt it to your industry. Companies in our region that doing so well on LinkedIn in specific, not on all social platforms. Those are enterprise. We're not surprised by those guys. And this is the SMB. Go to LinkedIn App Store, their account, and check what do they have. They have like almost 8, 9, which a minimum of 5 that it's a must on your mobile. It's a smartphone for a reason, not only for WhatsApp. It's also you can use it for such thing where you can really make the most of the time. 5 minutes you're waiting someone for the next meeting, you can go to Connected and send 10 birthday greetings. You might make the other person day by that very tiny gesture, and you can win a business out of that. LinkedIn is over. If you are targeting a German community or you're part of a German company, it's good that you have a Zing account. Okay? And what about French-speaking companies and nations? They have Viadio as well. It's so easy to start the conversation right there and then take it to LinkedIn. And this is also across platforms. How many of you using Viadio or Zing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. This is the number that I always get. Again, back to the organization and stuff. I was expecting more of an HR people in the room today for some reason. So we're going to start, me and Brad as part of SHRM, a weekly Twitter chat. Okay, we're going to have a featured guest. Could be here, could be around. We haven't decided the place yet. It's going to be announced today or tomorrow, hopefully. And we're going to live broadcast it. Can you see my mobile? It's live broadcasting now through Periscope. Who's using Periscope?
Only because I'm not sure.
Please. The first thing that you do today after leaving here is check Periscope. Let the whole world be in your pocket.
I thought it's not available in the Middle East. that
Why?
it's blocked.
It's not. It's absolutely live. It's blocked for 1 week, but the government is using it, so it's open. And you can watch the whole world and what's going on, the silly stuff and the good stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Okay? So we are going to be live, a Twitter chat. We're going to feature one of the region's best HR managers with expertise of Brad Boysen. He has an extensive, shall we define extensive? How many years, Brad? 20, 10 of them or 8 of them at MR, HR. So we're going to have a live Twitter chat. Please engage with us, and there's and it's absolutely free to attend or to watch or to engage via Twitter. I also would like to promote for myself somehow. I contribute weekly to Dubai TV with a TV show called Money Map. It's in Arabic, Kharitat al-Mal. In English, we are going to have some stuff on lynda.com and also on YouTube. So I really encourage you. This is a teaser. This is an appetizer. We haven't even finished the appetizer for LinkedIn. It's just a brain teaser for you and, like, you know, awakening call that you need to do some stuff on your profile and your colleagues and the management team and so forth. All right, there will be plenty of stuff. We already signed a deal with a production company, and we're going to have a very professional content right in there. And I would like to close by this before taking your question. And I can see Ayman just bumped in. In Dubai and in the country and in the region and around the world, there's two kinds of people. Those who are complaining and moaning and like, there's no jobs, oh yes, the market is down. And like even in the morning, I sometimes hear it, like, oh, I feel so bad. And then the next person, oh yes, me too. And then while the other side, someone would say, I'm so great, I feel fabulous, I feel so good, alhamdulillah, everything. And then the other person, like, resonate with the same feeling. So it's up to us, it's up to me, it's up to you. Whether you're going to have the turkey talk or the eagle talk.
Wow.
And consider that, and please keep it in mind while you are doing business or on LinkedIn or on the social media. There's the doomers, gloomers in there, and there are the eagles who are picking the best fresh meat ever. Now we're going to open the floor for 5 to 10 minutes of questions. We're already over time. So please. Questions? And while we have questions, if you're going to ask me for my business card, this is my business card. Please.
Hello, Anas.
Your name,
Thank
please.
you. My name is Moayyed.
Moayyed, your industry?
I'm in knowledge management.
Knowledge management.
Innovation management.
Please.
I have a startup company. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. My question is about skills. Now, you didn't mention that. How important is that? And I don't know, maybe it's technicality, but I haven't figured a way, once you add your skills, you want to put more important skills you want to market at the top. So I don't know if there's a way to do it, or
Okay.
Once you do it, it's done.
Look, for me personally, I turned off the endorsement because it's like somehow silly that people endorse you for something that they don't know about you, right? So I turned it off. But LinkedIn allows you to list 50 skills. Make sure that you list 50 skills that describes you. Sales is not only a keyword. You have to list other than maybe 10 or 15 skills. You need to mention 3 types of skills. Your personal, now you tell me that you are flexible, you are friendly and other stuff, okay? And PC skills like IT skills, as well as your technical skills, your core competencies. So now this is a cheat sheet for you also to mention what to mention in your profile. And make sure that you list those 50. And you can shuffle those skills. So I need this skill to be number 1. Yes, exactly. When you go to the edit mode, and you would see it, just a drag and drop. Okay? More questions. Thank you for, I love this question. I almost missed it. More questions, please.
How can we get more information about the sales and marketing solutions?
You either can go to Google or you can ask me.
Do you have the manual to explain more about the functionality? Or how
There's plenty of stuff. It depends on what is your target. I always say, before opting to any platform on social media, what is your target and what is your business and where your client exists. Okay? So we can have an offside chit chat on this, but there's plenty of content on the internet, and I can also guide you through. Questions, please. Please.
I just wanted to ask you, when you're doing LinkedIn, the corporate, now you're getting your brand ambassadors in the office to actually participate in it, update their profiles on LinkedIn and so on. Would a company not be concerned that people will come and poach your staff?
That's why I said stay compliant, right? And you need to be smart enough to know what to share and what not to share. But trust me, there's no more secrets anymore. It's all there.
It's not.
It's all there. Google.
You look after your client, your
Exactly.
employees, they won't
Exactly.
like
That's another customer side of the thing.
Okay.
But you need to share. Look at those Fortune 500 companies. All their secrets is there almost on the annual report and the media and on their platforms. And the more you give, the more you get. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay.
Please.
Do you
recommend any software, or maybe the first question is, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook. Is there any software that you would recommend that will be your base, and from there you can just
Hootsuite or Buffer. Buffer. And it also needs some technicalities because you need to make sure that you're speaking the right language, because the language I speak on Facebook, it's absolutely different than the language I speak on LinkedIn. And the timing and the content itself. So it's good, and you need with some precautions with that. More questions, please. Please.
On your profile page, there's an option where you can add presentations or any kind of, as you said, it's
Exactly, rich content.
Nice, it's
Yeah.
nice to advertise.
Be better than Da Vinci.
But I've always wondered whether things like when someone writes you a commendation, or there's a testimonial from a customer, or even from your ex-boss,
Okay.
a glowing letter, is it appropriate to put those on, or is it?
Thank you so much. Of course it's not too much. Why? It's absolutely not too much. So the way I recommend to have an endorsement is from your boss, client, suppliers, but not your mom or friend or brother or absolutely. And help them in writing that one. It really kills me when I see someone like, he's so good and he's highly recommended.
It should be relevant.
Okay? Like, tell them, please endorse me based on the project that we've worked together, and here are the keywords. So please make sure that you mention the keywords in there, and ask your clients and suppliers. People would love to see that. More questions, please. Please.
So I have thank you, it was a great presentation. Just a question about people that are sort of straggling through careers. So I'm a IT project manager, but I'm also a nutritionist. And I work 20 hours a week as a contract PM.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, exactly. So for the people that are sort of either in a transitionary phase, is it better to have 2 profiles? Is it better to have 1? So that's something I've always struggled with is, people like, I do RFP responses for my IT provider. So if we put out RFP responses and those potential clients are looking at my profile and they're seeing that, I was this teacher at the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, but I'm also a project manager.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is your goal? Where you're heading? Is it
Nutrition.
okay? Then focus in there and tell people that I'm going to use my knowledge in IT in the nutrition, because a nutritionist who really understands the IT is going to be much, much, much better than someone who doesn't understand IT. So keep the IT element in there. At the same time, focus on the nutritionist stuff.
Thank you.
Did I answer your
That
question?
makes sense, yeah.
Excellent. More questions?
Okay,
Is that a no?
We'll take the last one.
Thank you so much, guys. You've been a wonderful crowd.
There is one question here. So we'll
Yes,
take the
please.
Just whom do you see as a competition of LinkedIn in future?
Maybe you. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't think so. Like it's like no one can compete with Facebook right now. They can buy you, they can destroy you, they can. But I don't see anyone. Thank you.
One last question. When and where is your next talk this week, Anas? Thanks for your talk today.
It's tomorrow at the Address Marina. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we close the session, and perhaps we can take even the questions.
Yes, absolutely. We're not gonna.
And, on behalf of all of us, Anas, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rika.
For the great session. Personally, I have seen Anas at every conference where there is a live tweets going on. Anas would always just make it over there. So I don't know how you do that. Maybe that's a secret you didn't share. But,
I have 3 copies.
Okay, guys, stay back for the next session, which is on Instagram for Business. We have Ayman Isani already here. And so take a 5 minutes break. The coffee is at the back, and we will continue the session.
We kept you for so long. Thank you.